Velma is the
Yeah.
new series on HBO that has holy. I've never seen the rating. It is a new show.
It's the
on
worst
HBO
rated show
Max.
on IMDb. 1.5? Whoo.
This is what I meant when we were talking about Winnie the Pooh. At least that one was randos taking it and trying to make something and then just making a terrible product.
Right.
Bro, this is the company account. This is the people who own it. What are they doing?
I don't know. This is such a like awful, complete miscalculation of like what this show maybe could or should be. I mean, it's rare to see a show that is so actively hostile towards the people who might watch
It hates it, yeah.
It mocks adult animation despite being adult animation. It mocks people who do drugs despite being filled with druggy humor. It's constantly mocking progressive political ideas despite being a show that has race swapped nearly all of the characters from Scooby-Doo.
Right?
It really,
Dude.
it's like actively resents the show that it was based on, it feels like.
It's like when you watch those film award shows and all they do is complain about the nerds who watched movies for the year. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's completely pointless. You're watching all of these characters, right? The IP, these individuals who have specific characteristics, and just said, what if we just threw them all away and just kept the skeletons of it? There's that joke going around about Taika's Star Wars movie where he's not going to have any Skywalker or anything and it's going to take place somewhere else, a completely different. At what point is that just a space movie and has nothing to do with Star Wars? That's what's going on here, dude. I literally was on episode 3 going, Scooby, for real, where are you? This makes there are so many jokes in here that, like you said, is counteractive to the audience that it wants to be. It's pissing off every side at once. And I'm going to bring up a better example of HBO doing this right. Harley Quinn just had a Valentine's Day special, and this is a show that understands every single one of the characters and its IP, and is still doing something crazy with them. But they're still the characters. They're caricatures of what they're supposed to be. Like, they take Poison Ivy to the craziest degree on being a vegan now, right? Harley Quinn's already a cartoon character, so she flows well. But what they do with Bane and being this linguist, it's funny. It takes things that you've known from the characters in the past. Bro, this hates the characters. This almost feels like they wanted to get back at like fans of Fred. You know the Fred fan base? You know how big they are? Yeah, we got to go at them. Like, it's such a random amount of hate the show has.
They have such a hard-on for belittling the Fred character. It feels like it's some part of humiliation.
A vendetta.
Or something. Like, it's weird. Yeah.
People have always talked about Mindy Kaling's comedy, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think every joke misses in the show. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think there are some that are funny, and they ruin them because they put it in a Scooby-Doo show. There's a lot of this comedy that she's done in The Office, Late Night. I know she has another show because now they're putting her on, or she was a little bit in the morning show. But she had a previous one that she did that played for a little bit.
Mindy Project?
I feel so dumb. Yeah, I feel so dumb.
Yeah.
What was the show with Mindy Kaling? The Mindy Project. The humor there works well because at least it's her own creation.
Yeah.
Y'all need to realize you can't take like your style of humor that is working in one place and then force it into a property that other people grew up with. And then people are going to be like, look, I don't have a problem with your jokes, but they just don't fit here. So I do think there's a lot of funny stuff in the show. I just keep the Wattpad stuff over there.
Yeah,
I'm tired of corporations
really
doing fan fiction.
It feels like the worst marriage of like a company wanting to mine a new show out of their IP and giving it to some like writing team. Because like I know a lot of people have been talking about, well, Mindy's not an actual writer on the show. The person who is show running the show is a longtime Mindy Project writer. So it's not like there's no like familiarity, and I doubt there's no consultation with the show led by Mindy Kaling.
You're ridiculous
like,
at this point.
Let's be real for a second here. But
what's next? That wasn't LeBron James' call. We know who's running the show. She's the voice.
Yeah.
It's her jokes. Like, y'all defending the weirdest way. The deflection is dumb. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
She's the lead in the show. And also, that's never applied to anybody else. When another voice actor who runs the show and is a big prominent thing, they get the blame, even if they're not the writer.
Exactly. And like, you talk about the way that they inject things that feel like they don't belong. There's this whole like weird PTSD ghost thing that it just feels like it's like from a completely separate universe than what than everything else happening. So I don't know. Just like it feels like this show was sort of doomed from conception. Why would anybody want to watch a Scooby-Doo associated property without Scooby-Doo?
The same reason that Dick Tracy came out in this weird little TCM special. I had to, bro. You know, I'll find a tangent and a connection somewhere. Talk about it, dude. Actually, no. Explain it to me, because I have no idea what this was. But it sounds like it's the same reason why HBO felt the need to whore out a Scooby-Doo project just because they needed to.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Warren Beatty's got the rights to Dick Tracy because they made the Dick Tracy movie before in 1990, and apparently this new TCM special in which Dick Tracy, the character played by Warren Beatty, sits down for a conversation with Warren Beatty at one point. They made this whole thing for TCM, but they're also playing it in some theaters. I don't know. I just saw like at one point, literally everybody that I follow on film Twitter seemed to be watching it. It just seems like a crazy creation. I actually haven't caught up with it, but at least it seems more interesting. I don't want to catch up with it than Velma.
Yeah. I don't really. That's Mankiewicz, right?
Yeah, in the lower left.
I don't like Mankiewicz. I do like, what's his name on the right? Moulton. He's funny. I don't know how they roped him into this, because he's interviewing interviewers for the interviews that they did, and the interviews not shot like an interview. It's shot like it's breaking the fourth wall. I don't know. Yeah. I kind of messed with it a little bit because it just felt like Tommy Wiseau's The Room vibe as a special for an anniversary. It makes no sense. It's so dumb. But it wasn't the worst thing. He did his thing. He did the thing. There you go. Yeah. It wasn't the worst thing that was out there this week. That's a fact.
Did the thing.
But yeah, he did the thing. I'm not going to talk about it, Zach. Let's talk about some pilots that came out instead.